In this brief video, I'm going to show you my favorite Volvo add-on features to these P80 Volvos, 850s, S series and V series cars. All of these features can be added on from parts out of the salvage yard for, under 50 bucks. So these won't break the bank, all except for one. If you look at the comment section of this video, you'll find links to these improvements if I've made another video for them or have written instructions for them. Number one, I like fog lights. You could get fog light sourced out of the junkyard. If you do that, you also want to get the headlight relay, which is under the fuse panel, the same place as the fuel pump relay. You want to get the relay and the jumper that goes under the dash. So for under 50 bucks, you can add fog lights, and you also want to get the switch. And here's the switch to the fog lights. The front fog light switch has an angle point down. The rear fog light switch, which is standard on all Volvos, just point back to the rear. Another upgrade that I like is, this one's for the 850, is to install the 70 series window trim. On the 850, the window trim doesn't have this little lip. As you can see, I can stick my finger under there, almost the whole nail disappears. Well, on the 850, it doesn't have that lip. And when it's raining and misting and you're running your wipers, the wiper comes over, sweeps the water off, and the water comes right off the side and goes into the window if you have the window crack. Well, with these, the water is caught by this channel and taken up over the top of the car. So I highly recommend you getting the window trim for the 70 series cars. If you get them new, they're about $1.50 a piece. If you go to a salvage yard and find some in good shape that's not peeling, you can only spend about $10 for those. Another feature that I like is from the later model Volvos. Starting in '99, they changed their window sprayer from the kind that sprays in two specific locations to the kind that fans out. So you can normally buy these through some of your Volvo parts suppliers for about, $8 a piece, or you could get them from the salvage yard. A lot of times they'll just give them to you. But if you find a 99 70 series car or newer, you can get those, and I'll show you how they spray. So if you're inside the car and you hit the windshield washer, they spray the whole pattern of the window instead of just a couple of spots. Another modification that I've enjoyed is the side blinker lights. You remove the Volvo nameplate and you install the side blinker lights off of an S or V70. 99 models and 2000 models had them as standard features. You can buy a kit from parts stores, but it's a lot cheaper to harvest this stuff from a salvage yard. My next favorite feature, if you don't have one, it can be added really cheap, is the trip computer. That is a Volvo feature. Here's the switch, and up here is the display that changes with it. It has the clock, and it has 5 settings. All the way to the left, as I turn that switch down there, it tells you your average speed since the last reset, which lets you know what your miles per gallon is based on. The next one is your current miles per gallon. If you're cruising along and you got the switch set there, you'll know what your current miles per gallon is. The next setting is your average miles per gallon since the last reset. The next switch is your outside temperature. The next setting is the miles traveled since your last reset. So if you have an odometer problem, you can reset this and let it count up to your next oil change or other maintenance item changes. Then your next reset is gallons until you're empty. So when you look at the switch, it's got a little reset button right there. So you could turn to those other features and reset it there. Now, if your car is in between 93 and 98, you can just swap that part right out of another car. But if the car is a newer 98 model or newer, you'll have to get that programmed in the cluster. So you can also take the entire cluster out of your S70 and V70 along with that switch to add the feature. Now, if you want to take it out of a 99 or 2000 model, you'll have to switch the cluster and the computer, ECU computer, along with the switch to get that feature added. Another feature that is easily added is the AM/FM cassette stereo. If you get one out of a 96 model or newer, and it has the words premium sound system across it, that stereo is going to sound extremely good. And the cassette deck module and the CD module can be taken out of this stereo and swapped out if you get one component go bad. You can normally source these out of a junkyard for $25 or $30, and they come out real easy. You could link the video for more details. Another feature that I like to add on the sedan models is a switch to control the radio antenna. If you go to a S90, you can find an antenna switch that'll pop right in here. You can also find them in a couple of the S and V70s, or you can use a fog light switch and then take out the little sticker right there out of one of the other switches. But I do have a write-up to show you how to wire that switch in with the stereo and pop it in the dash. So Volvo also sells that accessory. It's something like $59 come with a kit, but you could easily wire that in the radio harness if you follow my instructions. So I do like to add an antenna switch. Another thing I like to do with the stereo is add a MP3 player mod that I wire inside to the tape deck, and then I run a plug up here and put it in the dash so I can plug an MP3 player up to it. Doesn't work very well with the Droid telephones, something about them falling out, but it works real well with the MP3 players. Sound quality is excellent. And that's what it looks like where you can plug in your MP3 player. Another feature that I like to add is a delayed wiper relay out of a Volkswagen, or you can source one of the relays from a Volvo supply store. But normally, when you turn the Volvo wiper on to intermittent relay, intermittent wipe, it's automatically set to 7 seconds. Every 7 seconds, your wiper will go across. Well, with this little relay that you can purchase and reach under your dash, past your feet, into that breaker panel up behind the dash, you can set a relay in there that will allow you to adjust the intermittent time from a half a second to 22 seconds. So if I'm driving along and my intermittent wipers are on and my window is not getting enough moisture on it, I can cut it back to the off position. I can wait till the window gets enough moisture on it, then I can reach down here and hit it back to the intermittent position, and it will remember that wipe cycle. So if I'm driving in misty conditions, this car will wipe as often as I set that time delay up to 21 seconds. That's a feature I like to add, the intermittent wiper relay. I like the tail lights from the V70, so I removed the yellow ones that come on the 850. They were deteriorated, and then I installed some used ones off of a V70 from a salvage yard. Another feature that I like to add, I found in the salvage yard, is that little cover that covers the bumper, so when you're loading things in and out of the back of the vehicle, that cover protects the bumper from getting scratched up. I think I paid $4 or $5 for it, and it has some sticky glue and Velcro to it. You could just fold it in or fold it out over the bumper so you don't mark up the bumper as you're loading and unloading things. I'm not sure if this one will fit in a sedan or not, but in the wagons you can get this cargo area mat. These are Volvo branded mats that normally cost about $220 new, but if you get them out of a used car or salvage car, you could get them for 25 bucks or something like that. If you get it from a salvage yard, you can maybe pay 5 or 10 bucks for it, and it will protect your cargo area when you're loading things in and out of the vehicle or carrying around dirty animals like dogs and things like that. Another feature that I like to add and like to use is the cargo area security cover. I think I might have paid 40 or 50 bucks for it used. It didn't retract, but it was easy to repair. I just took the end caps off, got some plastic PVC piping, and fixed it so it would retract. But you take that, you pull it back, and you lock it in place, and that allows you to hide all of your cargo that's in the back when you have the hatch closed. So you still have plenty of room to put things, but it's all under that security cover, and it deters thieves from breaking in and bothering your vehicle. Another feature that I added that I really enjoy is a tow hitch. A tow hitch can be had out of a junkyard for $30 or less normally, and it's easy to mount. Normally can mount it within 30 minutes, and then you have the ability to tow trailers or things like that behind your vehicle. I've towed nice sized U-Haul trailers, and it really helped me save money in getting some stuff moved. And you can get the ball and the thing that goes in the hitch pretty cheap from e-trailers or some other online source. So I do like installing a trailer hitch, and they say that this trailer hitch is capable of towing 3,500 pounds if you use a trailer with brakes, and about 1,500 pounds with a free rolling trailer. That's a picture of me towing with my tow hitch. Another feature that I added real easy, that was easy to install, was these roof rails. My car didn't have roof rails on it when I purchased it, but if you look there, the roof rail has a little plastic clip on the inside of them, and on that plastic clip you pull those little covers off, and there are 3 T25 screws along each mounting point. So you can easily get those out of a salvage yard, probably 20 bucks. And if you could find the crossbars, that would be an added plus. I hadn't found those yet, but for under 25 bucks, you can add those roof rails. And I have carried things on those roof rails, like large mattresses and things like that, and kept them from scratching up the top of the car. Another feature that a lot of people don't know about that most of these cars have, the wagons, is the cargo area pet guard net. And this stops things from flying up to the front. It hooks up to the ceiling, goes all the way across. And if you have the seats folded down in the lay down position, this netting will mount directly behind the front passenger seats. So that's a feature that most of these cars have that very few people use. Last but not least, I like the scan gauge 2. It's a Obd2 meter that allows you to monitor things in the car while you're driving. This little tool will actually let you see how much it actually cost while you were driving along from one destination to another. It helps you save on gas, and it also helps you learn how to drive better, and it also will read codes and reset codes for you. So this is a multi-function tool, and so far today, my traveling around have cost me $1.65 in gas. So I like the scan gauge. That's a feature I think a lot of people should get. They have another one that's called an ultra gauge that's a lot less expensive, but it is just as functional and a little bit harder to learn how to use. Last but not least, if you travel a lot, I recommend you get a good radar detector. Not that I'm condoning or encouraging people to speed, but every once in a while you may find yourself on an unfamiliar street, not know what the speed limit is, and get a ticket for going 42 and a 35 or something like that. So that'll help you avoid tickets and speed traps and help you know where police and things like that are while you travel. If you feel that this information was beneficial, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can also subscribe to my channel so that you can get notification of future videos that I post. Visit my channel. I have all types of do-it-yourself videos there. You can leave questions here and I'll try to respond to them as quick as possible. You can also visit my website at robertspinner.com. Thanks again for watching.